Welcome to the Universal Church of Consciousness with your host, Brother Caleb, and my co-host, Brother Todd. His name is Todd. I call him Dime. And we here to break down some ancient, going back into eons of information just dealing with the meditation process, right? We'll have some short clips to show you. We're going to review the Bible. We're going to show you how the Bible has been plagiarized.
True.
It has been plagiarized.
True.
Dealing with the mechanics of the body,
True.
the spiritual aura of our soul man, our solid man, soul man. We're gonna break down the Bible into its real understanding and its contents. And I'm gonna let my cuz more or less give me some questions, and I'm just gonna break them down. All right, cuz, what's up, bro?
Yeah. I'm Diamond, Todd, Diamond T, everybody know me around here, my cuz. We doing this big thing, the conscious of Christ right now, we trying to open up the minds, let the people come in, and it's all about, rising. That's what we talking about, moving, you know, prolonging yourself, health wise, everything, We talking about the 12 issues of blood right now. I'm gonna ask my cousin a couple questions so he can break it down more clearly to you, so you can get that kind of understanding that you need, so we can prolong this. Cuz, will you please tell them about the 12 bloods so they can get the understanding?
Okay, right here on the chart that we have what they call the guides to the 12 meridians. The 12 meridians are hooked up to the major organs which is located in the torso field. The word torso field means torus field. We'll get in that later. But the 12 meridians are connected to what they talk about in the Bible, where Jesus had healed the woman with the 12 issues of blood. Where the 12 issues of blood are dealing with the 12 major organs within the torus field that vibrate on our chakra field energies. These 12 issues or these energy lines have been blocked. They have been blocked off. Let me give you another example. You see this torus field right here? This is the constant recycling of energy. And this energy goes in and out of our body like a figure eight throughout the 12. This is what they call the 12 meridians of the organs. And once our organs are blocked off, we become sick and illified, right?
Yeah.
We become sick and illified with all kinds of human illnesses, from stomach illnesses to hard bladder to kidney to liver. It affects our aura, and this is our spiritual aura. All right, I'm gonna show you a little short video clip of what our aura actually looks like. All right, yeah. Give me a second now. All right. Yeah, here, let me just go here. This is our aura right here, guys. This is our aura field right here, right? See where the heart is? That's the center plane. And this energy, this torus field, this is the torus field. That's why the body's, the upper torus is called the torus, the upper torus, but it's dealing with the torus field, that energy that moves in and out of the body. I want you to watch this short little clip right here. I'm not going to show too much of it, but it's going to give you a great idea of who you are connected to the universe, because you are the universe. You are God particle or part of God within the universe itself.
True indeed.
Now, the woman with the 12 issues of blood is dealing with the 12 organs which sets up in the torus field. Now, I'm going to show you a demonstration of the torus field right now and how the energy is supposed to flow. If the energy gets blocked within the torus field, you become sick and illified all the way up into death. All kind of illnesses, from cancer, like I said, brain, heart, liver.
True.
Because we're living in the box. We're not using our spiritual aura. We're not going into meditation.
Using this side right here.
The left side hemisphere, which only represents the 10% of consciousness of man. But what I want you to do is check this video out.
Just open your mind.
This is you. This is you. See that light in the center of the torus field? That's your heart.
This is you.
This is the heart, right? All right. Now, this is constant electrical magnetic energy, constantly recycling within infinity. Infinity is not out there, out in space, going continuously moving on and on and on. Infinity deals with the electrical magnetic torus field that emanates within our finite. Now, the heart, where the Bible says man is in the heart of the earth. Heart of earth is the same spelled word. It's the horizontal plane of the earth plane, and we're covered in electromagnetic. That's where you get planet from.
Right.
Planet is a low plane connected with the electromagnetic field. This is the planet.
True indeed.
Photon light.
Let them know, cuz. Let them know.
There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particle of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom together.
So we're vibration, we're light. All dense matter is nothing but condensed light. All physical form is nothing but condensed light. We're light field, we're hologram.
We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter.
What if part of your subconscious is still connected to the original consciousness that programmed this virtual reality?
Did you hear that? This symbol that you see is the same symbol that just left. This is you. This is your spiritual aura field. Notice how it's within the center of the heart, the torus field. That's why it's called a torus field. It affects each and every organ dealing with the 12 meridians. The 12 meridians is dealing with the each of major organs within the torus field, right here in the center where the heart beats, right? So we're making connections. We're making connections. This is the woman with the 12 inches of blood. When they refer to woman, they're not talking about a physical woman, not a physical, but the womb of man. It's the womb of man. This is who we are. And the 12 meridians has to do with our 12 major organs that has been interrupted and blocked based on we all been in the box of illusion. I want to show you something. Let me see if I can find it. Here's the box, the cube. See, you got the cube right there on your, as you're looking on the right side or left side, depends on how you watching the video. If you unfold the box, you get a cross. By being in the box, you are on the cross. This is why Jesus said, once I bear the cross and the whole world go free. The box is a slavery mechanism. The box is a slavery mechanism that had us tied down using our energies against us.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying, Todd?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It uses our energy against us. I want to depict something. Okay. We're on the box. We're in the box. And the box is the hexagon that contains the 5 platonic solids. Let me see if I can pull that up right here.
Like David picked up the 5 rocks.
Okay. Right. But the five atomic solids is part of your spiritual aura, your electromagnetic field. By being in the box, you're unable to access it. The only way you can access this is through meditation. And each one of these photonic solid correlates to the chakras, the first chakra, the base root chakra, all the way up to the throat chakra. All right. Once you go through meditation, it comes in aligned with your meditation process. It brings you off of the cross. Remember, I just showed you the cross, the box. Let me go back to it. It takes you off the cross, the box. These five atomic solids, they got you nailed to the cross. You got the dodecahedron, which is the fifth consciousness of man. That goes right around the head to keep you locked in the box. Then you have another one, the tetrahedron, the icosahedron, and the cube, right? One is nailed on the right hand, one is nailed on the left, one is nailed in the foot, and one is pierced in the side where the Son of Man will reside.
It's like four angels. It's like four angels. Like the four horsemen is like four angels. Because you can break that down to them and let them understand a little better.
Okay.
About the four angels.
Okay, the four angels. Once you go through the meditation process, the box open up. You are jacked out the box. Instead of being jacked in the box, you jacked out the box. But while you in the box, on top of the box, on top of this box, you have what they call the four horsemen of the apocalypse on each corner of the box, running to and fro, giving you the what they call the hexagon, Saturn, time, you're trapped. The four horsemen representing, death, war, phantom, conquering, hunger, pestilence, right? It moves to and fro, controlling that was in the box, which is you. You will never see your four horsemen. It's just the concept of the personalization of how you are caught in the box, and these four horsemen are riding upon the box to and fro. Just like Satan was doing when God asked him, "What are you doing?" I'm running to and fro, representing the four horsemen. But once you go through the meditation process, that box opens up. And once it opens up, you got the four angels that cover each corner of the box, and it sounds a trumpet. What is the sound of a trumpet? The trumpet is the sound of triumphant. You're triumphant. And it is a sign of you arriving through the meditation process. You begin to become jacked out of the box, going into your highest selves through the meditation process. You're freeing yourself. This is like Moses, Jesus, all the prophets who went up on a mountain, meaning the Kundalini meditation process. There's nothing physical. There's nothing outside of that, There's nothing physical. There's nothing outside of that. It's just the meditation process. When you go through your meditation process, the four horsemen are thrown out of the box because the box becomes open through your meditation concentration in the four angels of the apocalypse. Because what happens is you bring down hell upon the earth by you going up into heavens, up into your highest selves. And these four angels that represents each corner of the box, it gives a triumphant sound with its horn, announcing your arrival through the meditation process. All right? And you're going up into the mountain, you're going up into the temple, you're going up into the tomb, you're going up into the church, you're going up to all the religion names that people go up into. This is your body. So everything is really talking about your body, but they put it into mankind's way. And they keep you within the box. This is you. This is your Taurus field. This connects directly, feels with the chakra energy that's based within us, right? So listen, we can talk about any story in the Bible, it's going to match up, right? Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about Adam and Eve. Yeah, let's talk about Adam and Eve. Now, the snake represents the Kundalini energy.
That true.
The snake represents the Kundalini energy rising up within the body. The tree, you the tree. You represent the tree. All right? Now, they like to put some evil spin on this. But what you're doing, you gaining knowledge from your higher self. Eve represents the spirit within you. This whole image, this whole picture is you. Adam represents the left hemisphere in man. The low vibration, desire, mundane, material world, the lust of the world.
Exactly.
But it's okay because Eve represents the spirit that guides that form.
Because break that down so they can understand what the woman and the man, man.
Yeah.
Break that down to them.
Yeah, I told you that about about the 12 meridians, the womb of man.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to that.
I don't want to give it a head, so I just want to understand. That's all.
Yeah, you good.
It's all good though.
It's all good. Everything I'm talking about is talking about the same thing through the meditation process. You guys can use my computer. It wants me to do some work on it, and I will in time, but not right now. And so here we go. You got the tree of life. That's you. You're the tree of life. The snake represents the Kundalini process through the meditation process to get knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Eve represents the spirit that represents the right hemisphere of your highest self. The apple represents wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. She gives it to man, represents the Lord domain in man. In other words, to rule this earth plane, that gives him high spiritual knowledge through the apple. You know, it's on Apple computer. You have an apple with a bite in it. Represents knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
And because they, I mean, you know, the Adam and Eve story. I know y'all see that on a Christ-like way, but if you really look into it, it really means what he's saying. Exactly. The Kundalini is the snake. The woman is the soul of everything, and that's why it's one man.
Well, yeah. Where in this aspect, and each story is going to tell its own story that's dealing with the meditation process.
Exactly.
Now, like I said, Eve represents the spirit of man that represents the right hemisphere, the kingdom of God that's within man.
The right side, yep. The right side, the higher self.
Adam represents the lower nature in man.
Exactly.
So Adam describes the lower nature man. And the word Adam is a Hebrew word meaning man or mankind as whole, male and female, and call their names Adams. What is that? Genesis 5:2. And when you put 5:2, it's talking about the 7 chakra system. But if you go to another creation, another understanding in Genesis 3:20, you got Adam. He names Eve.
Excuse me.
You have Adam who names Eve. These two verses in the scripture should be reversed, because first God made Adam male and female and called their name Adam. But in Genesis 3:2, they take the rib out of Adam
and make a woman.
And make a woman, but makes them. Two people make them. But there it represents androgynous being, male and female, because the male has the XY chromosome, giving him both aspects. It's the male's chromosome genetics determines the outcome of a baby from out of the female. The female only has 2 chromosomes, XX, so she doesn't have the Y. All she can do, one X stands for the physical body and one X stands for the womb. But the man having the XY determines what comes out of that womb. But call their names Adam. And what happened, this is another story, but I don't want to get too taken apart because I can really, really go deep. And that's another story of this in our beginning once we fell to the earth plane. Yep. Once we fell to the earth plane of our lower desires, that's a whole nother chapter, yo. I can't get into that right now. But here we go. Let me Let me see. Okay. Right here. You got the 12 chakras, the 12 issues of blood, the 12 blockages of our major organs that brings on illness and disease. In order to clear this, you must go through the meditation process. As the Bible says, you must die daily. Not dying. Listen, we only can die one time because we're physical, but it doesn't mean that way. It means through the meditation process, by dying daily, by going through what they call in the church the communion, by eating the flesh and drinking the blood of Christ, right? You are Christ. You are G is us. G is us. Say it 5 times fast. We are Jesus. So by peeling away our flesh, we take to another demonstration. By peeling away our flesh, like Superman does once he goes into a telephone booth, because he's attracted to the lowest lane. See the lady? That's Lois Lane. That's Mother Nature. But when he's Clark Kent, this represents the physical body, his clothes, his style of clothes, the mundane world. Understand me. I'm not trying to mix you up. The physical world, the mundane world, his flesh is lower vibration, right? It's an earth plane. But once he goes into a tele, meaning tele to teleport or to move differently, he opens up the suit. It peels off the suit of the lower desires of man. Because once we have on that suit in this earth plane attracted to the lowest lane, which is the cube, I just showed you with the cube, which is the cross, we're attracted to the lowest lane, which is the earth plane. But the lowest lane, which is Mother Nature, is not so kind. She doesn't play Clark Kent too well, because Clark Kent means within the hexagram of the cube that you've been clocked within time, meaning that Clark meaning clock and Kent meaning can't. You can't because you're clocked within the hexagram, the hexagram of the hex, what I call it, of the cube, the box, where has the 4 horsemen sets upon it, and you locked in the box, not using your power, and been locked in, nailed to the cross with the 5 platonic solids. That is your energy. They're using your energy against you. But once you become Superman and you peel back that suit, which is representing the eating of the flesh, and the Kundalini begins to rise from the base root chakra, right? Which represents the blood. Huh? It's the same story as when at the marriage, when Jesus turned the water into wine, it's through the Kundalini process. Because the body is made of what they say 75-90% water. But once you go through the meditation of the Kundalini process, you, like Superman, pulling off the suit, which is the lower desires of man, you begin to eat the flesh. And when you begin to drink the blood, is when the Kundalini begin to rise from the base root chakra, going all the way up to the crown chakra, over into the right hemisphere of your mind. Right? All right? So this is pleasurization of who we are, immortal beings, God within, the kingdom of God is within. This is us entirely. Let me give you another example of what I'm talking about, because they put it in the cartoons all the time. And then remember, we're talking about the guys to the 12 meridians of healing, because once we go through the meditation process and that Kundalini rises up to the pineal, which secretes the energy, which secretes melatonin that brings upon healing, that unblock the blockages within the 12 meridians, which brings upon a healing to the body, balance to your soul. All right. Let me give you another demonstration. know what I'm talking about here. I don't know what happened to it. Do you remember the story of Captain Planet? Don't pay that. If somebody wants to send me a couple dollars, I get that fixed up. I ain't worried about it right now. Just pay attention to what I'm saying. Captain Planet, on his chest, like Superman's chest, at the fourth consciousness stage of the tetrahedron, which is one of the 5 platonic solids, where you see the snake in the yellow that Superman has on red and white, represents negative and positive, but you see the yellow in the tetrahedron, and that Kundalini snake represents Superman, extra man, Superman, which is Kundalini rising. From right there, the changes start, because the next move as a Kundalini rises is going to be in the dodecahedron, which means the new mind, the new birth, the birth of Christ in you. All right. But once it leaves the chest, Superman goes into the booth and says, "This is a job." He sounds like a low vibrating man. This is a job. And once it moves from the chest to the throat chakra, it changes to Superman. His force, the vibration changes. It goes into Superman. And then he says, what Superman say after that? He says, up, up.
In the way.
He says, up, up, in a way. A way. A way what? A way to get out of hell. The way to get out of the box. The way to turn to your master God self. Huh? And to take over the lowest lane, which is the daily planet. To take over the planet. Like Captain Planet. There are 5 children with 5 different rings. These are children. Like Jesus said, let the little children come unto me. These children represents the five first chakra, from the base root chakra up into the dodecahedron. And when these children put these rings together, this powerful individual comes out, who's named Captain Planet. Then he looks back and say, the power is in your hands. And he has the Taurus field on his chest, like Superman has the tetrahedron on his chest, meaning that this is your spiritual ores. This is where your power, because the power is in your hand. Captain Planet, the 5 musketeers, the power is in your hand. The 5 musketeers represents the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th consciousness, from the 1st to the 5th consciousness. The 5th consciousness of man was dealing with the 5 platonic solids. This 5 platonic solids comes off. You begin to be jacked out of the box. Let's go back to this box again. I got to show you this. Let me show you something. Let's see. So much stuff over here. I had to line all these things up because I didn't want to type them in and then go through them, because it's just a lot of stuff to cover, y'all. And I'll be doing part 1 to 100 probably. Here's the box. There's the cube. You jack in the box. On top of that box are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, going to and fro, left and right, cross, zigzag, the hexagram. It's Saturn. It's got you clocked down in time on the cross, with the 5 platonic solids locking you to the cross. The dodecahedron, which is the top, which is the crown chakra, the thorns of shame. But in this sense, it's a spiritual shame, because they got us like babies. That's why Jesus say, "Oh, dear Father in heaven, don't give this knowledge to the wise and to the prudent, but unto the babes." We are babies. And we're locked in with the 5 platonic solids, our own energy against us. Use as kryptonite to keep us in the box. But once that's in the box right there, once you jack out of the box, the 4 angels of apocalypse set on each corner. When the box come open, the 4 horsemen are kicked off, and she begins to blow the trumpet, announcing your arrival through the meditation process of the Kundalini rising. Okay, all right. Now, all these stories are the same. All right? All right. And that's you right there. That's you out of the box. When the Bible talks about, for I live in the valley of shadows of death, which is the earth plane, it's the valley of shadows of death. It's the lowest plane where everything is, it becomes solid, light solid. We live on the valley of the shadow of death where we fear no evil by way of the meditation process. He prepares a table before me, which is the meditation setting in the presence of my enemy that controls the box. Huh? This is how we escape. I fear no evil through the meditation process. So he prepares a table before me. Here's the table. That's you right there sitting down at the table, going through the meditation process in the presence of your enemy in the box. You have no fear. For thou, which is yourself, is with you. All that thou stuff is talking about you is your higher self. This is what we're talking about with Jesus turned the wine in the water into wine through the Kundalini process by through the meditation process. You can condense the blood through the Kundalini process, where the blood goes to the center base, and the rest of it is water within the flesh. This is how you get the wine. Through the Kundalini rising. Huh? You know what I'm saying? This is the marriage. When you marriage, when you turn the water into wine at the marriage, is that you go through the meditation process and you merging with your higher self. You have entered a course. This is the sex. This is the sex magic. You have entered intercourse with yourself through the Kundalini rising from the base root chakra up to the crown chakra, over to the right hemisphere, then back to the left, inducing the left from a 10% of consciousness to 12, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45%. When you get 50% left, 50% right, is God on earth.
Exactly.
Right now, they keep us in the prison. They keep us in the box.
True.
Through the programming systems that they have worldwide, it broke us down to only 10% of our consciousness that man uses. The rest is on the left hemisphere. The rest is junk DNA that's on the right hemisphere. Now, who carries junk around with them? Who carries junk? Who carries junk around with them? Nobody carries junk. We get rid of junk in our attic's backyard in the basement, right? So what I'm saying, to keep us in the box, all junk DNA ties from traumatization, from war to murder, to rape, to any traumatization, to a car accident. I don't care if you're scared of snakes or a mosquito bite you and you become allergic, huh? It affects all that junk, all that trauma goes to the right hemisphere, what they call junk, keeping you in the box. We put junk in boxes, right? That's the cube. That's the cross. So by putting that junk on the right hemisphere in the box, only time we revisit this this junk is when we go through some type of experience that reminds us of the experience that first put us our junk into the box, right? And we relive that right then and there, the feeling like somebody shot my cousin or raping me or raping her or war or trauma or wherever. A mosquito bites you, you swell up, and that trauma, scared of a spider, get shocked through electricity, all feeds over to the right hemisphere, which is junk DNA. But through the meditation process, you can unclear the blockages. because all this junk has effect on the 12 meridians of the body. So when, I want you to listen real good. So when Jesus and the 12 disciples had the Last Supper, each time you go through the meditation process, you're going through the Last Supper. The 12 disciples represent the 12 chakras that line the body, right? The 13 is Jesus in the middle at the supper table. The 13 is the highest self. It's the 13th floor. And you have 6 on one side and 6 on another. These represent the 12 meridians that affect the body, the 12 chakras. Each chakra represents the meridian. And each disciple represents the chakra in the meridian. And Jesus represents the whole of that's who you are as a whole. Let's go through another subject matter that's going to make this very, very interesting. All right? Yeah, we're going to close out after this. And we're going to come back later. There's so much I got to say. And I'm trying to just get myself hyped up and heated up for this, man, because it's a lot to say, bro. And this is no joke, man.
You got a lot to say, Cool. You got a lot to say.
Here's Jesus in the boat with 12 disciples. Listen good. Open up your ears. Think outside the box. Here's Jesus on the ocean, chaos, wind blowing, waves wailing. They scared as heck. Then Jesus sleep on this bad boy. The sleep represents you. You sleep in the box because the boat represents the body, the cube. And the 12 disciples represents the 12 chakras that align within you that are waking you up from the danger of what's going on in the world of the box of illusion.
Yep.
That's why Jesus was the first one who woke. This is the demonstration of Jesus being the first one who woke with those who slept. So the disciples represent the 12 chakras, which represents the spirit, begins to quake in you, wakes Jesus up. Jesus come out of the boat. He looks back at his body, because the boat represents the body, to the meditation process. He says, peace, be still. At the same time, as he taught the multitude, every teaching of the multitude, he's teaching meditation. Moses taught meditation. Abraham is meditation. Everything is straight meditation. The whole scripture is meditation. Listen, when Jesus came out of the boat, he said, peace be upon you. He come out of his body and be going to his highest self, and he become peace, no matter what the hell was going on in the box of illusion. And just like the word or the name Abraham, and just like Jesus says peace, Abraham represents you. All right? What is it? Esau. No. Is it Esau? Yeah, I think it's Esau. No, not Esau. Jacob, yeah, Esau. Esau represents the left hemisphere of your brain. Jacob represents the right hemisphere of the brain, right? Just like the two thieves beside Jesus on the cross. This is the same story. The two thieves with Jesus on the cross. And Abraham, Esau represents the left, which is the lower nature man, the red, the lower basal chakra, the desires, the material world, right? Jacob representing the higher consciousness in self. Several representing the spirit, just like the 12 disciples who told Jacob, which is the right hemisphere, to go steal from Esau or steal his birthright, steal you back to God. Just like the two thieves beside Jesus, Todd. There's one on the left and one on the right. One was stealing you back to God, and one was stealing you back. Yeah, the one on the left was the money changers.
Down low vibrator.
The low vibrator, the money changers, the world rulers and all that we love and we fond of. We want to follow that. But the right side is another thief that's stealing you back to your higher self, and that's the one that asks the Christ in the middle, remember me. The one on the right asks God to remember him. The one on the left didn't say damn thing.
He so didn't say nothing.
This is all talking about physical, y'all. This is all talking about right, left hemisphere in in the your spinal column that's going down, right? The holes, while you're in the box of illusion, all the chakras in place. There are 33 vertebrae, like Jesus, was sacrificed through the meditation process. After 33, he goes up to the kingdom of God.
Right.
Now, that's right above the 33 vertebrae. While you're in the box, there's a reptilian mind that's plugged into the what they call the hippocampus, right?
Hippocampus.
Right. It's plugged in, and it keeps you in the box and keep you lying in the box, and it holds the chakras in place in the box. That's the snake of the earth. That's the snake, the negative snake.
Yeah.
The spiritual snake is the Kundalini rising that takes you out of the box. It supercomposes each chakra upon each other.
Right.
From the base root chakra to the sacral chakra to the solar chakra. And once you get to the solar chakra through the meditation process, the Bible tells you this: a virgin shall conceive. You only conceive through the solar chakra, and this is the sun. Solar means the sun. Huh? When God commanded Abraham to sacrifice his son upon the altar, the altar represents the alternating current, your electromagnetic field. Let me show you again. It represents, this is the altar. All right, I'm sure you get a better picture. I want a better picture. This is the altar that God commanded Abraham to put his son. Now, if you look deep, you see yourself. The whole story is about you. Right there in the center where it's lit is where the base root chakra, the sacral chakra, and it lights up in the solar chakra. This is where a virgin, because you never had intersex with your higher self, shall conceive. This is the womb of man.
Mm-hmm.
It's the womb. It's the tomb. Jesus come out of the tomb, which represents the womb. He come out of his physical body. He was spirit and life.
Mm-hmm.
This is you, all right?
What?
And one day, heaven and earth will pass away. What is it? Heaven and earth. It's the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. On physical death, it should pass away, and then you should be transferred to a new everything else. And let me show you what the new everything else is, people. And I showed you a film a second ago. I got to show you what the new everything else. Please pay attention. Right here. I'm gonna show you something. And watch it. It's the atom now, right? Okay. Let's go. I want to show you something, man. I got to hit you in the head with this one, man. Okay, listen. This is universe, right? Let's look at each one. This is universe. That's you. The atom. Boom. Stop. The atom. Called their name Adam. Okay, you got ATOM that represents the earth plane, the ADAM. When you split atom, both the ATOM and when you split the ADAM, you get, when you split the ADAM, you get when you split the ATOM within physics, you get a powerful substance that's called confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Or fusion, a powerful energy that destroys life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you split the ADAM, you get confusion between male and female.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's all, man.
You get fusion through the atomic when you split the atom. But with ADAM, you get confusion between male and female ever since.
Yep.
Because when God said he named them, he made male and female and called them Adam. Them Adam, Adam is male and female. But once we split, we get confusion.
Yep.
Which is a dynamic force within the atomic energy field of the atom, the ATOM. You get fusion, which is the power of structure. This messes us up within the box. That see that light in the center of this? That's your heart. And across there, parallel across there is the earth plane. We live within this. We live within this. For man is in the heart of the earth. Earth and heart is the same spelled word reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Man is in the heart of the earth. And this is the shadows of the valley of death, because it's the lowest plane within the multi-dimensional levels within this infinite construct that you're looking at. It's the lowest level. This is the valley of the shadow of death, where we fear no evil. And he prepares a table through the Kundalini rising before this evil setting that we've been born into. This is the fall of man. I'm going to want to break down the fall of man, how we literally come down here. Now, I want to say this before I get off this thing. On the left hemisphere, you got the thieves, right? You got the thieves that's in the temple of your mind. The thieves in the temple. And the only way to remove them is through the Kundalini meditation process. Other than that, you in the box, locked on the box with the 5 atomic solid, and they're using your energy. If you want to keep a man in prison, just give him 10% of his consciousness, take everything else 90% away. You got a slave, blind, deaf, and dumb fool in the box, on the cross, locked down with the 5 atomic solid, which represents the nails on the cross. And we notice they hit him in the heart, they hit him on the side, they hit him where the sun, where a virgin should conceive. They want him leaking. And you leak it in the box. You know, you got all these stakes in you. The 5 atomic solids that acts like stakes that nail you into the box, and you slowly dying as you live in because you leak it. Hope y'all understand what I'm saying, man. I be talking kind of deep sometimes, so hope you're gonna understand what I'm saying, because this stuff be coming to me, man, inspirationally. I do study, I do meditate, but when I meditate, it comes to me. Sometimes I hear hearing or ringing in my ear, Todd, a lot of times, at different times of the day, when I'm asleep, up, and I make myself quiet, and I listen to, I know it's a download. And once the download, it's going to start telling me stuff later. It start telling me stuff. It just, and I'll be amazed what it's saying. It's not no voice in my head. It's just straight inspiration of thought, consciousness, photon light, collapsing it. You got light photon light, and you got dark photon light. Dark photon light only deals with the left hemisphere. When you think of something evil, something, I ought to go over there and smack the shit out of her. Well, that's just a thought on the dark photon light. But if you collapse it by acting on it, you brought it into existence. You went over there and smacked that mother. Light photon light works on the right hemisphere by constantly practicing meditation, where the right gets stronger and you get light thoughts. And once you collapse that, you bring it right into the world. Left and right hemisphere, right? So the reptilian mind holds your chakras in place in the box on you, with the 5 atomic solids got you nailed to the box, which is part of your spiritual aura, which connects you to your higher self through the practice of meditation and dying daily. The boat, the Noah's Ark, which is the ark, which is your highest point. Each animal represents the left and right hemisphere of your mind within the ark of the boat. Noah had a wife, 3 sons, and 3 daughters, 8. That's the Torah sphere, what you're looking at now. It goes back and forth. And once he released the bird, which represents the third eye. It represents the third eye. What's that saying when it say, I forget what it says, some other verse, some term, you know. A bird eye view.
Bird's eye view.
No, bird eye. You know what I'm saying? It's not with an S.
Oh, bird view.
It's meaning single.
Yeah, okay.
It's a bird eye. He sends out the bird, which is the
view.
Right, which is the whole thing is meditation.
Yeah.
The art, the animals, and the people is you.
Yep.
Man, I'm up on it. Let me tell you about the 5 battalion solid. The 5 battalion solid represents David in the Bible. It represents David the king. It represents his highest self. Now, what David has, he picks up these 5 rocks to represent the 5 battalion solids. He takes one of the rocks, one of the smooth rocks, what represents the dodecahedron, when he changed from this is a job for Superman. Once it leaves the throat, you know, which is the dodecahedron, which is a new birth. Once you become new and you say up and away, it's over. Once it hit the throat, he throws that smooth rock up into the giant's eye, which is the third eye, which is you are the giant knocking yourself out, and now you becoming king.
Yep.
There's no storytelling, man. That's all fantasy. Keep you giving pastors money. Let me show you something. Let me show you about the oil that will pastors put on you during church. It's all symbolic to what's going on with the body. Okay. Let me. I got to show you guys this stuff, man. Listen, I could be up here for hours on end. So I'm hoping you understand this. If you don't understand, watch the video over and over until you begin to understand what it's talking about. Now, I'm going to show you something. This sexual alchemy intercourse, what I was telling you, in the birth of the Christ within you. This is the intercourse. Listen to this video, fam. I'm going to show you, it's kind of a little long, but I'm not going to show all of them. I'm going to show you a big ass good bite. I'm going to give you a good bite. You know, like somebody said, maybe not have a bite. Let me take a swig.
Do you know about
Listen.
alchemical sexual alchemy? There's 33 vertebrates in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus. So this substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is Christ coming down into human form.
Yeah.
And if you don't squander that essence, that section, essence.
What he's talking about is this oil that comes from the center of the neural cortex. Through the meditation process, it begins to secrete and begins to lubricate the right and left hemisphere of the neural cortex in the spinal column. It goes down. It's called colostrum. This is where they get the term cinder claws. The claws, when it comes down the chimney of the spinal cord to give gifts. And you're the gift that's on the box with your name on it in the box. Remember that? We're in the box. So when this substance go down the spinal column and soaks the neural left and right cortex in the spinal column, 10% of it comes back up. This is the 10% that you give into the church to God. 10% of that oil goes back up the spinal, back into the left and right hemisphere. At the same time that's happening, the pineal gland is secreting a golden substance, a golden liquid substance that mixes in with the colostrum. The pituitary gland secretes a white milky substance. This is the story of Moses leading the children of Israel from out of Egypt, which is the left hemisphere, going to the right, where there's the land of milk and honey.
Damn.
Okay, all right then. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying, man. Man, we straight from the projects too. We project bugs, but we the gods. But listen, let's listen to a little more of this.
It ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney. In the brain, in the cranium, there is the cerebrum. And in the cerebrum, and in particular the claustrum,
which is located in the center, which is balance. All right. Yeah, this only takes place through the meditation process. While you're in the box moving around your daily life, hustle and bustle, it's not working. You just hung on a cross, attracted to the lowest lane. But you become Superman. All right, I gotta say that based on everything we've been saying. Hope you guys been with us. Let's continue.
The claustrum is sitting right there in the middle of the head, virtually. From the claustrum, there is a secretion, brain fluid. And this fluid is an oil.
Stop. This is the oil that the preacher anoints you with in the churches on your forehead, right there at the third eye between the eyes on the forehead. The pioneer. They anoint you with oil. No, the real anointing oil is through the meditation process where you get the real oil from the claustrum that's in the center. Wow. Continue.
And in ancient times, this fluid was called, in Greek, it's called Christos. It's called the Christ. It's this beautiful fluid which comes from the cerebrum and pours down the spinal cord. It goes down the spinal cord and it reaches the sacral plexus, right next door to the sacrum, which are the 5 second bottommost fused vertebrae bones at the bottom of the spinal column. The bottommost portion of the spinal column is called the coccyx. Then just above that is the sacrum. 5 fused bones. So the sacral plexus.
This is where you refer to Jesus coming. That's my dog, y'all. This is referred to Jesus going to hell. Jesus left from Christos is Christ. Once it falls into hell as Jesus with the key. And the key to hell is the practice of the meditation practice. This is the key for Jesus to ascend. And once he ascends, he goes from Jesus Christ back to Christ Jesus through the meditation process. Right now, he's Jesus Christ. We are Jesus Christ. Every last one of us. G is us. Christ said, I'm in the Father's in me, and I am in you. But when Jesus ascends through the meditation process, he goes from Jesus Christ to Christ Jesus, to Christos. Yep. You understand? So there's a lot more we can say, Tyler. I think we're going to end there. How long we been on this bad boy? We've been getting it in for a little while now. So I'm going to end the podcast, but we're going to come back with part 2 next week. We're going to review some and then get deeper. I'm going to get into Ezekiel and the wheel. To talk about the chakras superimposed upon each other. Ezekiel, and you're watching the wheel. You're taken up through the meditation process through a whirlwind as the chakras superimpose upon each other, spin faster, faster. You Ezekiel.
Chakras.
The 12 chakras, the 12 disciples, the 12 candlesticks,
the 12 dozen eggs,
the 12 churches, the 12 on the clock.
Yep.
See, all this dealing with man.
12 months.
The 12 months. You know what I'm saying?
12 police.
Like I said, the 12 candlesticks in the Bible. Then they have reference to the Bible. The 12. What is it? No. It's the 7 candlestick, which is the 7 chakras. It says 7 chakras in, 5 out.
Yep.
And there's 7 churches.
Yep.
Now all of the 12 represents each disciple in the whole chakra system. Just dealing up to 12. It goes on to the multi-dimensional level, but we're just dealing with the 12 dimension, the 12 chakras.
It's always 5 and 7 and 5, 5 and 7. It's always 12.
Okay. We thank you guys for joining us. We like for you to like and share and subscribe. And if you think our information is important, it's needed,
Hit that like button.
hit the like button, hit the cash out button. It's down in the description. $ Caleb Gerard. It's spelled KALUB. Caleb Gerard. But we're going to end the podcast, and we hope that we're trying to get to 150,000 subscribers. So we want you to please share and like, because this is nothing we're making up. This is not ancient, but it goes back into eons of time.
Yep.
Ancient is young. Ancient is very, very babyish.
Yep.
Don't let it fool you. But
superhero.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna light it up again. We're gonna keep it alive, baby. Much love.
Much love. We live in a world of superheroes and pretentious display of vainglory, where this dancer was always rescued by the underdog, but only to find out that she's a siren of dark magical power, mastered through her royal sophistication, given to her throughout the titans of old and the gods of all. Now her masters and other superpowers are conspiring a conspiracy against the underdog to prevent him from warning the world and saving the world from this doomsday schemes. But his attitude and his ultimate power and his mind are acute. He sure conquered the dark empowers that masquerades itself as the true light through its commercial world system of false beauty, manipulative attitudes, and in vain glory. This is the epic of the conscience of Christ. Consciousness. Caleb Shipman, Todd Joseph, aka Diamond T, we out, baby.
Boom. That's what I like about Cuz. He always been like that. Didn't it sound like he was reading from a book or some type of paper? No, that was straight off top of his head, bro. He gonna make me some music. We're gonna put this music on here. Want y'all to support our music. We're gonna come back. We're gonna try to make many videos. This is part one of many parts. I have other videos. I'm young at this. I'm a rookie at this, but I'm doing the best I can. But the information I know. I'm talking about making this production. So, peace, love, and soul. And forget my computer over there. You know, everybody get doing it every now and then, but it's still working though. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, peace, love, and soul. And we catch y'all on the next podcast. Support, subscribe, and share.
The truth, we out.
Out.
Out.